And you've got the things. I mean, let's be honest, right? At this point in your life, most of us are kind of accumulating the stuff that we thought we needed. At one point, you had this incredible dream of your life, and it seemed to make sense to follow the map of life that is always doled out to all of us, right? And you did that, and you made the money, you had success, and you did the stuff, and you got there, and you went, "Is this it? Is this all there is?" And maybe you hear this notion that I'm talking about today, manifesting abundance, and you're like, I got the money, I got the stuff. I don't know that I need anything else, but something's missing. How did I get all the stuff? And I got here and I checked my boxes, I achieved the dreams, and still there's something that's like just not quite right. Do you relate to any of that? And if so, then hang tight with me. So I am Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lettuce Wellness, and I'm a transformational purpose coach and expert. What I do is work with women who have done all the things, many of them for others, right? Loved other people up, sacrificed, did the things, maybe their parents, maybe they loved their business so much that they made a big, huge space in some area in the world that we needed it. And they got to this part of their lives, this midlife place. And they went, I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Maybe I'm dealing with empty nest issues. My daughter just went to college last week. Maybe you have ailing parents. Maybe your relationship is starting to suffer, your marriage or your partnership. And what you're doing is kind of looking at each other out side eye, like, is this really what we've got going on? Right? I mean, like, do you feel me? Right? Anybody got midlife stuff going on? Okay. So I want to talk to that part of our lives as men. And we're going to talk about manifesting abundance today. So for those of you that are new here, if you don't know me, my name is Jen. I've introduced myself. What I do is work with women who are in this position of midlife. They're struggling. They might even be experiencing kind of like a little bit of a, I don't know, midlife crisis. And they're facing that somewhere along the lines, they got off track. And they're scared as hell to repurpose, to figure a new path. And I support them in figuring out clarity around where they've been, where they're going, how we're going to get there. And I do that with a foundation of over 20 years in providing psychotherapy. So I'm a licensed independent clinical social worker. I've been in the field forever and ever and ever, and garnered a lot of wisdom. And then I went and was certified in a whole boatload of healing certifications and modalities because that was another area that I wanted to add in. And so what I do is I combine those things in a unique coaching combination for a signature package I created to help women move through this place. And I know because I was her. So at 40, I was sitting in a thriving psychotherapy practice that I hated. That's the brass tacks. And so I wanted to help women in that position make that transition more comfortably and not alone. So today what we're going to talk about is manifesting abundance. I'm going to kind of hopefully take some of the I think that the mysticism, okay, of manifesting abundance out today a little bit. We're going to go there because I'm deeply spiritual, but I want to kind of talk about it really brass tack style today. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood. Oh, by the way, before I forget, my shirt says liberation. I'm speaking today in a community after this at 1:00. I'm really excited. And I was like, do I wear this? Because it looks, not as dressy. I'm going to put a jacket over it for my talk. But it's such a powerful message for two reasons. One is that this is one of my foundational values in my life as I've aged. And so I've actually aged into liberation being a primary foundational value of mine. And so I love this concept so much. Second, and this is so super cool, I'm going to give a shout out to Legacy, the label. Sent me this shirt. It's founded by a therapist. This business is founded by a therapist. And a portion of everything that you buy goes to mental health research and advocacy, which I'm just such a, who's with me? Who's with me? I wish they would make a middle-aged person one that was a little longer. I'm just saying it's a good thing you can't see my half body. But I'm going to say I love it regardless. I'm wearing it anyway. So I will just cover that midsection up with my sweatshirt or my jacket. No one will know it's there. But I'm just telling you right now that this is such a beautiful notion. They sent a sweet postcard and a sticker with it. And if we can get behind causes like this is of my soul, literally. And so I just, as a mental health practitioner, with so much story stored inside my heart from people in their journeys, this is so beautiful to me. So I'm just giving a shout out, Legacy, the label, really fun, cool stuff that you can wear, hats, shirts, etc. So this was my favorite because I had one of my very favorite words on the planet on it. So here we are today, loving it. And I wanted to give a shout out to them because that's just really beautiful. So I need to make myself a middle-aged line. That's what I decided. I'm like, maybe not such a short shirt. But anyway, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to talk about manifesting abundance. This month is actually manifesting, and that's kind of our journey. And last month was abundance. So I kind of did it in like what one might consider reverse order. I wanted people to be steeped in the idea of abundance first, because then we come in and figure out how we do it, right? So I sort of feel like we want to get the energy going first of what abundance means. And then we want to learn how to like grow that, how we want to learn to create it and craft it. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about a journey I went on. I'm going to kind of like, tell a tale on myself. I'm going to be like a little bit of like a, like, hey, screeching, record screeching, halts, driving where you are in your car, stories about my own journey rather than outing somebody else, which I certainly could do because I've seen a lot of people that are in the same state. I was like, I'm going to out myself because that's always easy. So a little bit ago, and I want to think probably 6 months or so ago, I got invited to do a manifesting abundance challenge. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I mean, I think I, could use more things in my life, clients, money, whatever, right? That's where I started, which I think is so cute now. And so, right. So you start in this place, you're like money, wealth, prosperity, right? That's kind of the natural solution for all of us. We're like, yeah, I'm looking for whatever that might be. And so we think stuff. And I'm going to be diving into this deeper into my masterclass. So been there, done this, and I'm going to tell you the story about I'm in a much more abundant place, but I wasn't always. And so at the start of this journey, I decided I better sit down and get real, though, right? Let's have some authentic conversation with yourself about where you at, how you showing up. So I sat down and I started writing out my belief system about money. And this is a beautiful place to start a journey. So I'm going to give you 2 things today that you can do. 2 tangible things that will rock your world. And if you wait till the end, I'm going to offer you another way to continue to grow this practice. Okay. If that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk first about the things that I wrote out that I learned about money. This is super fun. Let me tell you. Okay. Here we go. Drum roll, please. All right. So I wanted to look at my beliefs about money. One of the things we fail to understand is we have a relationship with everything in our lives. I will say this until I'm blue in the face and probably dead. But we have a relationship with everything around us, our money, our partnerships. So we think relationship, we think humans. But we actually have a relationship with our body, right? With all of the aspects that are around us. It's not just human beings. And so we have a relationship with money. Okay. And so we want to talk about that. So I sat down and I started writing my belief systems. And I'm just going to do a few because we don't have all day and you all got things to do. So I'm going to respect your time. It can't come without strain. That's a fun one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. If you get it, you lose it. It is the root of evil. Listen to that one. That one's a doozy. Jesus. It's unfairly distributed. If that isn't my social work card at work, I don't know what is. Who am I to have money? It's easier for men to get it. Yep, I just said that. Sorry. These are my beliefs. I'm not saying they're truths. Listen to this one. This is money. If I can't control it, I don't want it. Oh, I mean, it's a bomb, right? Oh, okay. I know enough to be dangerous about it. And honestly, I'm a loser in this area of money. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you is because that is probably not, honestly, that's probably scratching the surface. The reason I'm sharing that with you is that is a lifetime of stuff. That's right out of my journal, by the way. This is my eligible writing. I can't say that word. Right. It's right out of my journal. So I'm sharing directly from my stuff. That's a lifetime of pain on paper. That is a lifetime of struggling to get my hands around money, prosperity, wealth, what it means, how it looks, what it feels like, and really, honestly, the belief system that I can have it, right? You can see all those belief systems. Here's what happens, okay? So I want you to manage this, is that when I think these thoughts, it's the very same thing as having a spigot in my hand that I'm turning off for the flow of it in my life. So when I walk around in the world and I'm like, well, so and so's got it because they got it easy. So and so got their college paid for. I mean, I may have had a few bitter thoughts about that because I've pretty much done every single darn thing in my life for myself, just saying it just like it is. And so there's been times where I have been very snarky. Have you been snarky? I mean, I want you to really think about this. Are there moments where you've kind of had a grudge, a revenge sense of, like wealth and abundance? Where are you, money? Why do you escape me? Why do you evade me? Why does it seem like so and so's got it so easy and I have to work so hard? Have you ever had those beliefs? And so when we get in that kind of space, okay, so I'm going to go a little bit spiritual. It's an energetic thing. And if I have a button, a knob for all things manifesting, I turn that shit off. The minute that I'm like, it can't come to me, if I get it blankety blank, if I can't control it, I don't want it. If those are my belief systems, it's literally like having a ginormous megaphone in the universe that you're saying, like, don't bother coming in. I don't know what to do with this. Okay. So law of attraction says, right, like energy calls in like energy. So if you walk around the world with a badass attitude and you're not friends with money, you're not friends with wealth, you're not friends with prosperity, it's not going to come knocking. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy that we all live in. So I do this manifesting abundance challenge. And I write down next an apology to money. So this is what it sounds like. I'll try to read my poor writing. I was just scratching it out when I was doing this work. Money and abundance, wealth and prosperity. I am so very sorry for all of my judgments, misperceptions, and not accessing this beautiful resource to my full advantage. It is up to me. And I had my ideas and fears that only belong to me. I have sometimes been irresponsible, unkind, unavailable to you. I want to explore a new relationship with you. I want to heal and create a new relationship and understanding of your greatness. To trust. I love and appreciate you. You inspire me to do and be more so that my mission and message can go farther. Reach more, change lives, including that of my family. Now, that's verbatim. And so, and what I want you to hear me say is when I talk about abundance as an energy, that's what I'm speaking to. I'm not talking money. Okay, so that language is in there, but I want you to understand I'm talking the energy of it, not praying to God for money, right? It's not right. That's a very different idea. So I want to make that very clear. But what I want you to see that I did was I sat down and first identified my belief systems that have been stuck with me for, some of those go back to the time that I was actually a child. Okay. So I went back to my belief systems. I had to go look at what I'm carrying around in my backpack. Okay. So if you visualize having a backpack that you carry around all the time, your negative beliefs are like stones. So I had to take my backpack out and I had to unpack them one by one. Okay. All right. Yep. That one doesn't work. That one's not great. Okay. Yep. I know where that one comes from. Okay. And I did deeper work than this. This is kind of like scratching the surface. But I needed to understand it. I kind of got to get ahead of it, right? Because this is telling me the relationship I have. This meant that I was actually spending so much of my life coming from an incredible lack mindset. I actually didn't believe that there was enough. I actually didn't believe that I was necessarily worthy of having it. I didn't necessarily have a drive or mindset about where it was going to go when it flowed into me, because it's going to flow into me, it's going to flow back out. And I had to get clear about that. So that's another part of the work I did. So what I want you to understand is, this was blood, sweat, and tears. When I tell you, this was like a 2-hour, I sat down and just unraveled the story of this stuff. And crying and tears and Kleenex and snot and paper and pen and, really diving into this so that I could understand and begin to really firmly, finally heal the shit that I've been carrying around forever. Because my personal story has some really gnarly shit back there. I've had lots of times in my life of financial duress and all sorts of stuff from my childhood and teen years that were really traumatic. And so I had to really face that. And I kind of thought I had, I think most of us are like, yeah, I think I got a firm root and, but I'm telling you, when I sat down to do this journey, I was like, wow, it's abundantly clear, right? I didn't even mean to say that. It's abundantly clear. I don't have any skill around this. So what I did was I engaged in that challenge, which was 40 days. And I spent time every single day attending to this idea, this new relationship I wanted to have. And so I prayed and meditated and journaled and spent time in it. And I was in a beautiful community to support it. And it was really a game-changing experience for me, a life-changing experience for me. And so I want you to understand that we have to take a look at this. And so in order to create more, right? You hear me, that like spigot? Like I just want you to imagine like powerful like knowledge and idea and analogy, because we're going to be using that in the thing that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. I was turning my spigot off all the time because what I really believed underneath all of this stuff, I thought like, oh yeah, okay, that was all BS. And so when I really looked at that, I was like, my spigot's off. I'm very often confusing the hell out of the universe by asking for something. Universe, God, source, whatever your jam is, Mother Nature, Goddess, on whatever your thing is, right? It doesn't matter. So whatever you're asking for, whenever you're communicating, whenever you're kind of like, hey, universe, I am asking for this, but really, I'm not. So you have to pause and you have to go deeper than that. And the work sucks. If I was going to tell you it was fluffy and nice, I would be such a liar. And I pride myself on being authentic. And so I Kleenex, snotty rag, journal, really diving in, doing a lot of emotional, energetic healing for myself, because I was like, wow, I really missed the boat here. What happened as a result of that, though? Let's talk about that, right? Because that's the hard, sad part. The beautiful piece was in a very short amount of time, abundance was flowing in like mad. And I'm going to say this, it wasn't like all dollar bills. Okay. Like I get it, right? Like we all like have to say, okay, so like, oh my God, like your bank account was all of a sudden full of like, $100,000 in one day. Right. I mean, like, okay, back off. But it showed up in miraculous ways. So the other thing that unraveled in that journey that's so pivotal to this experience and this kind of skill is that abundance shows up in all kinds of ways if we're looking. And because I was so immersed every single day, 5 to 10 minutes a day, I was really diving into this and I was really practicing the principles. And I was putting myself in a space of being willing and able to receive. And in it came. I had a beautiful opportunity. A friend of mine offered 6 months of a healing energy package that she was just like, I'm just feeling called to offer this to you. 0 cost or strings attached. And I was like, right. And I love this story because it's so powerful, because it was the old me. And I want to say this, right? The old me would have been like, oh, that's too much. Oh my God, I'll owe you something. I would have been in my head. Would you be there? Do you feel that? Would you have struggled to receive something that was such a huge blessing, right? So if you've been there, give me a shout out. And so that was how it started. And so I got to tell her, I go, oh my God, I'm crying. I'm like, I'm literally doing an abundance challenge right now. And I'm literally spending time and energy working in this, healing this space. And she's like, no way, just the coolest interaction. And so even though I'm crying, I'm like, yes, and thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for saying it. Sarah was like, I've been there. Okay. And I said to her, I'm learning not to turn the spigot off. And so not long ago, another friend of mine hosting a retreat. She's like, Jen, so weird. I had one spot open yesterday in my retreat. I closed it. I don't know what made me close it. And today I'm talking to you and I feel like it's yours. I closed it so that you could be there. Do you want to come get your airline flight and get here? This is my face. Right. So I have to do the same thing that the rest of us, right? It's that receiving. It's like, makes me a little, I'm like, okay. And I'm like, yes, and thank you. I will be there. I receive that. Because when I step into that space, the universe sees me. The energetic exchange of that is I'm saying, I'm here for it. I don't know if my spigot is ever on. Sarah, that's what we're going to work on, sweetheart. Right? It's so much, it's so much work, but it's seriously so worth it. And when you start seeing it flow in this way, Sarah, that's the cool thing, is when stuff starts flowing in, you go, aha, 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 right? I mean, even the small wins. you begin to really understand how much is around and flowing into you. And you were wearing blinders. Either your spigot was on or you were wearing blinders. You couldn't even see what was in front of you that was being gifted to you. And so taking that 40-day journey and really beginning to document and have my eyes wide open, really looking for this stuff, changed everything. So I'm going to tell you that that is why I created this Manifesting Abundance Masterclass that I am hosting on Monday. It is going to be 40 days. I know it sounds so daunting. 40 days, right? 40 days is both a spiritual reason and also it's a habit amount of time. So we're going to roll through some intention statements that we're going to be using 4 times. There's 10 of them. That's why 40 days. And I didn't say that very early on. I'm like, I maybe should have said. And so we're going to cycle through that 4 times. And everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not religious. I've actually created intentions in 3 tracks so that if someone was very religious and really liked the traditional ones from the book that we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about 3 books. We'll probably be talking about more. But I've created more so that it was really friendly to everyone. So no matter where you were showing up, you felt like you had something that you could fall back on. But we're going to dive deep. And much of it's self-guided. I give the structure. Monday mornings, I'll be there in there with you, providing a live meditation on Zoom in the morning. We're going to start our Mondays and our week off so strong by starting right there and setting the tone. I'm going to have a live Facebook community so that you guys are privately able to come in community, talk about the wins, talk about the app questions, struggles, anything you've got that's kind of going on. I'm there to hold space for that, as is your community. Okay. I've got a beautiful workbook. Like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I love being creative and my workbooks are always really, really great. I have a gorgeous workbook that's going to accompany this. And I've got videos I've made to kind of help do that guided journey as well, to kind of help just hold space. For each week will be a different theme. And we start with awareness. We've got to start right out the gate. You can hear what I talked about today. And the very first thing that I started with was awareness. I had to start understanding. I had to reflect on where I was. I can't fix what is if I don't know where I was. If I don't understand where I'm stemming from, I'm going to have a really hard time moving into the next stage. Okay. And so that's what we're going to be doing. And so if that was powerful, if you kind of would like to learn more, and this was just one little piece of the journey of what I'm going to be guiding my guests through, I hope that you will come and join us. I'm seriously so excited for it. I'm going to be doing it right alongside of you. So when I do these things, when I teach, whatever it is that I'm teaching, I'm with you in it. So this is not something that it's like, I've already got it all figured out. I still have to practice. And so I'm really excited to do round number 2 in my life of this really solid 40-day, every damn day, take 5 to 10 minutes to give yourself this gift. That's nothing. It's nothing. How much TV do you watch? How much time do you scroll on social media? Come on. You've got 10 minutes to invest in yourself, in your capacity to do this in your life, to turn that damn spigot on, to understand where you're coming from so that you are able to fully receive. That is so powerful. By the end of that journey, we're going to be talking about how it ties to purpose, because you know me. You know where I'm coming from, right? So maybe you're listening today and you're middle age and you've walked a similar story as me. You have been in different places. You've maybe not had the best relationship, or you've kind of beat the hell out of money and prosperity and wealth in your life. And it's time to take that stick and set it down and understand a different way to be. The class that I'm offering costs you nothing, which I'm not sure was the greatest approach, because sometimes when we have skin in the game, we just show up different. But I'm going to give it a run, and I'm going to pray to God that my community is like here for it, right? It's a gift. It is abundance. So if you're hearing this today, that is like a big old universal cone screaming at you. This is a gift to you. This is a gift to you to have a different relationship with money, with abundance, with prosperity, with more, with how to receive. That is forever. I was forever changed. I will never be unchanged by that first journey. I can't even imagine what's going to happen in the second go around, because I was so blown away by the first one. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Okay. And that's what I want for you. It's why I created this. It's so powerful. It's life-changing. It is. I'm not saying that because it's about me. It's about what you're going to be learning. It's the tools. So I am inviting you to come and join us. It begins Monday. We're almost there. I mean, get on board, friends. It's coming and the train's leaving and it's leaving on Monday morning. And it's the first time we're going to get together and meditate. If you don't have a book, you don't need a book. Don't sweat it. Okay. If you want to get it, that's great. If you don't, the material that you have to have, I've already put that together for you. So you don't have to buy something. Even that you don't have to do. Okay. So go to laughinglotuswellness.com/abundance, laughinglotuswellness.com/abundance. And you can go right there, fill out a couple things. You're good to go and you're all set. So I can send you a Zoom link for Monday morning and I'll plug you into the Facebook community. So you have to be in my Facebook community and you just have to sign up. That's it. So easy. Okay. If you're midlife, if you're successful, if you're still feeling like there's something missing and you're needing a place to start taking another step, and even in this journey today, you were like, okay, I can see that. I can see how that'd be useful. Come join me for the full thing. Come join me for the full thing. Come and experience that entire journey from stem to stern. I am here for it. I am so fired up and cannot wait to witness and honor and celebrate your abundance. And so I can't wait to see what's going to unfold for you. So if you want to join us, I welcome you. We've got a really beautiful group of people coming. We've already got some really wonderful people in that community. I invite you to invite a friend. It's more fun to do these events with friends. It just is. It's just really beautiful to have an accountability person in there. So call in your buddies. Be like, hey, what's up? Come join this. You're only in there one time a week if you want to be. And I will send you a recording if you can't be there on Monday mornings. So you don't miss anything, right? Recommend you come, but that's a whole nother conversation because there's something powerful about being present to it in a community. Trust me, grab a buddy, grab a partner, have somebody come in with you, hold each other accountable, show up, do this work, and let's do this together. Let's see if we can't support you in developing the skill to manifest abundance in your life because you are so capable. You likely have some shit that's in your way because most of us do. So I want to support you figuring that out. Start to develop a new relationship, start to get better receiving, and begin to really see how that works and what that looks like and how it is a habit, how it's a skill, right? And so come and join us. Next Monday morning, we'll be starting 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will be hosting a beautiful meditation for all of you and getting us rolling. I'll stay in for a little bit of extra in case anyone's got questions or wants to process anything. That's why I'm there. And so I will be there to coach you through that. And so I'm really, really excited about it. So until then, my loves, this is Jen signing off. Blessings, love, and light to all of you as I send you off into your beautiful, abundant week. The rest of it, whatever's left. And I really, truly hope to see you in there on Monday morning so that I can support you to rise on your path to purpose and your ability to manifest abundance. We'll see you soon.